What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Roots of Success podcast. I am your host, Nate the Great, and today we have a very special guest. Okay, some of you guys, you've probably seen him on TV as well as the internet, to say the least. My guy, Jason Rosell. How you doing, brother?
I'm great, man. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great, brother.
Hey.
Glad we can make this happen.
Man, we made it happen. I'm here with Nate the Great. Are you kidding me? How am I feeling? I'm feeling great. That's how I'm doing, man. That's what's going on.
Hey, we got to live up to the slogan, my brother.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
So for some of you guys, if you don't know who Jason is, I'll give you a little bit of a briefing. Jason Rosell is an American and Spaniard TV personality, life coach, celebrity trainer, author, social media influencer, premier lifestyle and wellness expert, and the founder of the award-winning global wellness brand, Caliente Fitness. Rosell has successfully built his brand by helping thousands of women and men transform their mental, physical, and spiritual mindsets, lose weight, and achieve their wellness goals through his carefully curated life coaching and fitness and food programs, including his current Yummy Healthy Dinners and Yummy Healthy Recipe books. His incredible health and beauty transformations have been featured in several global publications, including Women's Health and Men's Fitness. Rosell became the winner of Jillian Michaels and TRX reality TV fitness competition television series, Sweat Inc. His additional television appearances include Steve Harvey, Hollywood Today Live, Hallmark Home and Family, The Adam Carolla Show, American Latino, All My Children, Saturday Night Live, VH1's I Love New York, I Love Money, Entourage, and more. Wow, brother.
Damn, that was a long list. I'm like saying, well, what the heck, man?
Yeah, flashback to the past, Jason.
You took me through a roller coaster. So I can only imagine people thinking like, wait a minute, Entourage, that was back in the day, this, that, and here we are with Nate the Great. That's what I'm going to put next on my resume, okay? Featured on Nate. Oh, I know Nate the Great, damn it. That's right, I do.
And now we're on the Roots of Success podcast.
That's right.
So, brother, kind of, of course, you've achieved so much in your life, right? And I got a lot of young listeners, a lot of millennials that tend to follow me. And each guest that I have on, right, I love for them to basically talk about their story, from where they come from, whether it's from the bottom, their lifestyle, to where they've gotten today. So if you can kind of walk us through like a summary version, because I'm sure there's a long version, of course, basically, how you started, where you're from, and what got you all this publicity, brother?
What got me there? Yeah. I was born and raised in Queens, New York. My father is 100% Spaniard from España, Madrid, and my mom is half Spaniard, half Puerto Rican. So I'm actually 75% European, 25% Latin. Wow. Yeah. So I didn't actually know English till I was about 7, 8, because my dad, he didn't speak English. Okay. So my first language is Spanish. So vamos a bailar, chicos. You know what I'm saying? So no, it was interesting growing up because I was like this. Clearly I look white, and, Europeans, they look like us. We're lighter skin.
Yeah.
So a lot of people didn't understand. Like, they see me on the streets, and I'm over there singing Para Bailar La Bamba, and they're like, wait, you should be singing Sesame Street in America. I'm like, no, buddy, that's not me.
No, buddy.
No, so I grew up, I was, I was not in the best neighborhoods in Queens, New York, so my mom didn't really let me go out much. And I didn't have many friends, so I found my best friends would be food. One would be Oreo cookies, Chips Ahoy, the list goes on. Flash forward, most of my childhood, I was really overweight. Wow. So I moved to Spain about 10 years old. It got worse, right? I love living in Spain, but I was getting really overweight and really bullied, right?
Really?
Yeah. So I'm telling you, like, the beginnings, when people say, well, wow, if I met you right now, things seem great.
Yeah.
And when I tell you this story, it comes down to, if I didn't struggle with that and what I'm about to tell you, then you would freak out and be like, there's no way. This is why you have to, all your audience needs to listen up right now, because if they think, oh, well, he just has it easy. Let me tell you what easy is. It's called working your ass off. Flash forward, I lived in Spain for about 7-8 years, moved back to the States. At this point, my parents separated. My father left my mom. I legitimately had to quit high school. I was working at Taco Bell and McDonald's, both jobs and part-time. My mom was working 3 jobs. I was a high school dropout by 17. By the time I'm 20, 21, I'm sitting there. I'm not a very tall guy. I'm 5'6". I was 225 pounds of pure fat. Okay, so if I was 6 foot tall, so you can do the math, that's 345 pounds, right? I could barely go up 2 flights of stairs without having to wait 5 minutes. I had stretch marks all over my body if the equivalent of a woman that has twins. So I'm trying to paint a picture to people what I've been through. And it got to the point where it's just the bullying would not stop, whether it was physical, whether it was mental. And I, one day, sitting there at 3 o'clock in the morning, drunk because I was partying a lot, eating Oreo cookies. Can't find a damn Oreo cookie because I dropped it. My eyes are halfway shut. I put the light on. That cookie's on top of my fat stomach. All right? That was the day I decided I can't live like this anymore. I decided to start changing my eating habits. I started working out. And you can get the full story on my website to learn more. But I want to give you what it came down to. I decided to change my mind first, followed by my body. Flash forward, I ended up, during this phase, I was living in shelter homes, by the way. It was a lot.
Wow, holy.
Yeah, so you're going through this transition in life and say, what's going on? But I knew, I was like, you know what? Maybe if I get better in shape, things could change. And Lord behold, mentally I changed, physically I changed. I ended up getting my GED. I ended up going to college and graduating with 3 degrees.
Wow. 3, not 1, but 3.
International marketing management, advertising, and public relations.
Interesting.
Okay. In this process, last year of college, I was a late bloomer. I was 25 at this point. I started getting attention from a lot of people. Okay. They were like, damn, boy. And I was living in Florida. So, looking at me, they're like, damn. What are you, the next like Ricky Martin type man? Well, I'm not gay, but I can shake my chest with my pectoral muscles. And then next thing you know, I started doing Spanish soap operas.
Wow.
Yeah. And long story short, I met my ex-fiance at that time. My manager's like, Jay, you're cleaning off everything. You've done every kind of work you can in like 8 months. I was killing it.
Yeah.
Kind of like Nate the Great coming to LA. He's over here interviewing me and big ballers. I'm like, how the hell did he pull this one off?
Hey, we're making it happen. You feel me?
Yeah, that's right. So check this out. I packed my car. I drove 3,500 miles with my ex. Came out here. Unfortunately, the relationship did not work, but the struggle within that made me want more. And back to your original question, how did you start with credits? My first really big credit was a show on HBO. I won't go into far details. It was a very small role. It was on Entourage on HBO. That was a huge show for me. I was a big fan. And being that the story is based on guys from Queens, New York, where I'm from, so I was like, damn, this is a great start. Fast forward, I ended up not making a lot of money in LA, sleeping in a friend's couch, and which is a common story that happens out here. And I was on Craigslist. And it says, do you want to be on the next Bachelorette? And I was like, yeah, why not? Go to this interview, flash forward. They don't tell me, hey, so it's one of the girls from the show on VH1 called Flavor of Love. And I was like, okay. Never seen the show. I look it up. I'm like, man, this is kind of ghetto. I don't know if this is for me, right? Next thing you know, I auditioned. They're like, we love you. I'm like, no, I can't because I just became SAG. Once you become part of the Screen Actors Guild, it's kind of like this reputation. It's like getting your master's of sorts in the arts world. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to mess that up. Okay. They're like, no, we really want you. And this will change your life. I'm like, no. Everybody's, no, don't do it. My mom was the only one to do it. My mom is my best friend. So I took a leap of faith, did the show. Not even 60 days later, I went from living in a couch, and you just can't make this up, to being on billboards on Times Square, Sunset Boulevard, Nashville, Texas. It was surreal to barely having a beat up car that I could drive to flying in private jets because I was in quote unquote, let's use the term loosely, a celeb reality, right? So this is back in, think 2007, 2008. This is like Kardashians are just coming out.
Right.
This is like the right before the Jersey Shore era. Like this is the OG of reality TV. So back then, this is like a huge deal. It wasn't like what it is now. Like a lot of people do reality TV or influencers.
Social media wasn't really that big yet.
No, we had MySpace, and MySpace sure was cool and dandy, but it didn't have the capabilities of what it does now. It didn't have the purpose. Oh God, if my stuff, the shows I did back then, oh my God, if I had almost 3 million followers, then I would have like 100 million or something retarded.
Real, yeah.
So, but again, I'm thankful it didn't, and I'll tell you why. I did these shows. I did a bunch of them. It really escalated myself, my life. But I was like getting paid lots of money to show up at nightclubs and tour just to drink with people, just to party with people. And I knew my mind wasn't getting any better. Yeah. I was starting to gain weight again. And I was like,
Oh, yeah, that alcohol.
That'll do it. Yeah. That'll do it. That, and then it's a spiral. Then you go into having Cheetos. Then you go into burgers. And there's nothing wrong with that because I still have that.
Right.
I just was abusing it every day.
Okay, I got you.
All right. Yeah. So what did I do? And how did I get to where I am today? I put down the bottle. I put down the crazy partying. And I turned down a lot of reality show opportunities because I said, no matter what fame you can offer me, I'm not happy. And when you're not happy with yourself, within who you are, what you're doing, and there is no purpose, life's not fun, all right? Because do you know how many people I coach for a living as a life wellness relationship coach that are making a lot of money? And yes, money will bring a lot of happiness too. But inside they're empty. They're so empty that they don't know who they are. They don't know what they want. I founded in 2010, a few years later after that, a company called Caliente Fitness, which is my wellness company where I help women and men transform from the inside out through mindset coaching, fitness coaching, and weight loss coaching. Wow. Or I work guys like you that if you want to bulk up, you know what I mean?
Okay, I got you.
That got me to a point where I started developing cool different 12-minute workout programs, and it landed me. So, because a lot of people that I coach, I do a lot of social media branding coaching as well. How do you get on TV? Because anytime, and I have a gazillion amount of products that I release one, I always getting on national TV. So that's one of the things I get hired on a lot. Because a lot of times people are like, look, I'm in shape or I don't care to get in shape. Show me how you've done this.
Right.
And it comes down to one, being creative. As you know, you're a very creative guy.
Appreciate you.
And and being purposeful with everything that program or product is about. Back then, I was famous for just being a jackass with my shirt off and drinking. And I recreated my fame for a positive thing, not to be acting in a movie, to play Walter or Mikey, not to play a character on TV like VH1. I was playing the role of Heat for 3 years on huge MTV and VH1 shows, but as me, Jason Rosell, a guy that struggled, a guy that decided to change, and now he's empowering the life of women and men around the globe, which full circle has connected me here in this moment with you.
It's true.
Right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if I didn't do what I'm doing now, you're too young, and I say that gracefully, not in a negative way. I say that because I'm in my 30s, that you wouldn't even probably remember half of the shows I've been on, right? So I'm a firm believer, it doesn't matter how old you are, right? Because at your age, you're doing more things than people that are just getting started in their 40s. So not to get all preachy on you, I'm
absolutely.
Yeah, you have gotten something throughout these past years, like you've told me off the record on the phone. I've had Eric Thomas as a mentor. You've had a lot of different positive things in your life. You're connecting the dots, which brings me to what I did. I was a late bloomer. I always will be. But as they always say, the turtle always wins a race. right? And I'm not a sheep. I'm a fucking lion. So don't get it confused, right? I know when to roar, and I know when to just kick back. And I've learned in life, a lot of people are not as positive as you and I. And a lot of people listening right now or watching right now, you may be seeing this and saying, well, damn, he seems very secure of himself. I am. And it's because I was the opposite of who I am. And I'm not self-gloating myself and thinking I'm the best.
Right.
X, Y, Z. But I earned it.
Exactly.
And I feel that anybody that's watching or listening that really wants to develop needs to get yourself a mentor. Whether it's working with me, whether it was working with Nate. And you want to level up. Not just sit back and watch how things are happening. This young man came out here, and this is why I'm doing this interview. Right? I kid you not, even the publicists that I work with, oh, well, if they don't have at least 200,000 followers or whatever, don't do it. No, I'm like, bullshit. You know what? I'm going to go with my gut. If I don't care how many followers someone has. I don't care how many credits you have. Be a good person. Have a purpose. And let's work. So that's what I'm saying. If you're listening or watching right now, my message is don't really just listen and watch. Write down some notes right now.
Yeah.
Reach out to one of us and say, I want to prosper. I want to go. So whether it's a one-on-one coaching, whether it's us going to speaking engagements, sign up, because this is the reality, guys. Social media is not going anywhere. Okay? So it doesn't matter if you're living in fear, which you should never do. Oh, but there's too much competition. Oh my God, there's too many podcasts. There's too many YouTube shows. Who gives a shit? Let me tell you something. 2010, when I started my Caliente Fitness company, that now has close combined through social media, almost 900,000 followers. Wow. In about 6 months, I'll have over 1 million.
Yeah.
Which I told you I don't give a shit about that, right?
Yeah.
I don't. At the end of the day, because you can have all the 1 million followers in the world. But if only very little or none are actually your believers, your clients, doesn't matter. Because I can open up a website right now and buy followers. As easy as that.
So you can easily buy,
right? We
likes, followers.
We can buy likes. It is what it is. Look, and I'm friends with A-listers, B-listers, music industry, fitness industry, movie industry. They won't admit it, but they do it. And look, I get it. Look, you got to do this, you got to do that. It's like taking steroids, right? Don't do things for instant gratification, right?
Straight up.
Write that down. I mean it. Like, don't do things for instant gratification, because anything, we can apply this to anything, regardless if you cook or not. If you just want to throw a quick all-in, a piece of chicken, put a little oregano, salt, and pepper, it's going to taste like shit.
Yeah.
Fucking marinate. Like, put some music on. Dance with it. Put a little bit of fucking, like, different sauces and spices, right? Get my cookbook, which, by the way, I know. What a great lead-in, right?
All
right, you like that? Oh.
My
My latest book, this is a commercial, for only, my latest book on Amazon is called Yummy Healthy Dinners. This is specifically dinner recipes, 15 targeted recipes that will help you without going on a diet, lose weight, feel great, and most importantly, keep your taste buds alive where you never get bored with food. Wow. Best part, the servings are for one person. For single guys like you and I, single ladies out there. But say you have a family of 4. Double up, triple up, quadruple it. Easy breezy. And it's only $19.99. It's got 5-star reviews on Amazon. I'm so blessed.
That's cheap.
Adam Carolla not only interviewed me on this recently, but he took it home and he did a separate episode raving his favorite. It's now called the Adam Carollas. They're stuffed green, yellow, and red peppers with ground beef, mozzarella, different condiments. Only 280 calories, no carbs. So if you're trying to like lean out, like add muscle, you want to definitely always have good veggies and protein, right? But say like a guy like you're like, well, I want to put even more muscle.
Right.
You can eat carbs in the daytime. Good carbs, sweet potatoes, red potatoes, brown, white rice. All the way through. Let's think of carbs as energy, right? Okay. Think of carbs as the gasoline in your car. If you're not inputting enough gasoline in your car, aka carbs, you won't have the energy to lift adequately to get to your final results, right?
Yeah.
So the reason we remove carbohydrates in the evening is, say you're saying, I want to bulk up, but I want to be lean. So we would put enough protein, carbs, and veggies all throughout your day. But right, say you go to bed at, say, 11 o'clock at night, because you're a late guy like me.
Yeah.
Then you stop eating about 8-ish,
okay.
right? But we make sure that your last meal does not contain any gasoline, aka carbs. Because what happens is those carbs, if they're not being used, right, just like gasoline, it actually stores and turns into fat, right? So you don't want that, right? And so I made the book obviously for someone that is trying to ideally lose weight. But for any viewers out there, and they'll check it out on my website, I've helped people either gain weight in a muscular sense, lose weight. I've had plenty of clients on fitness magazines, and it's a blessing. It's a blessing. So anything is possible, man. Anything is possible. What's up? Give me some other goodies. What you got for me?
Man, Jason, I can listen to you all day.
All
bro,
day,
I'm
right?
telling you. No, but the thing that's so intriguing, like with your story, is just, I mean,
why is there a cricket? Hold on. We got a cricket? Hold on.
Hey, this is live, guys, okay?
Yeah, cricket. Let me tell you a little something.
Right?
Have a talk. Shit.
But the thing that's so inspiring to me, and I'm curious, because that's the thing, bro, like you were at a point in your life where success came pretty quick for you.
Yeah.
So to all the listeners out there, I don't want you to feel as if like that's going to be your story, because leading up to that point, Jason was going through it, right? Like he was battling the health issues, right? And all of a sudden, whenever something like that drastically happens in terms of like a TV reality and that amount of influence that you have on people that watch the television, and then you gain such a massive following.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm curious from my perspective, like somebody that gains that much fame in a short amount of time, how do you take that in? And then most importantly, do you balance that? Because I'm sure that's a lot to, you have people that are emailing you left and right, the girls, I'm sure, that are just like going nuts over you. So how do you balance that, bro?
Well, I gotta admit, thank God that back then it wasn't, like I said, as heavy in social media as it is now. Like I kid you not. So let's just take you back to 2007. What a great year that was. I'm like I said, I'm sitting on the couch, and life transforms. I would have a desktop computer. So like checking MySpace was like a once a day, like, oh, I got all these people in my inbox. So you get excited, but it wasn't the mobility we have now. We have our computers on our phone, which is, why do you think so many people have depression? Why do you, anxiety? They're living their life based on how many likes, comments, and self-approval.
So true.
And we're living comparing ourselves.
Yeah.
Oh, well, she's got this body, he's got that body, or look at his nice watch, or look at that. Who effing cares? Unfortunately, most people do care. And I get it. I have my own insecurities. Nate has his own insecurities. You have your own insecurities. But in order to level up, you gotta find what you're best at and fucking rock it out. That's what I did. Many times, and to answer your question, I'll kind of fast forward into how did I handle it? This is something I'm not gonna lie. When I was younger, I was like, man, I want to be famous one day. We've all felt that feeling, right? Not only did I did it, but I've done it so many times in different aspects, whether it was in the reality world, whether it was in the soap opera world, whether it was in the fitness world, and now as of lately, life, wellness, relationship coaching. It's a high. It really is. But the difference between back then and now, if you said, hey, I'd rather if you make this amount of money, like really good amount of money, would you rather be in front of the camera or behind the camera? I still like being in front of the camera, but I wouldn't mind being behind the camera, where I can live there's a price to fame.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I've dealt with a lot of negative things. So anyone out there listening saying, well, how do you deal with this? Or what do you want? Number one, be careful what you wish for. Number two, read the fine print. I'm telling you the good stuff. There was a lot of stuff that I didn't like. Restraining orders. Wow. Death threats. There's a lot of shit that comes when putting your life out there. And you get to a point, and we were talking about this off record about a fellow YouTuber. You could be as big as you could have 8 million, 20 million followers. But what are you really famous for? And I told this young guy, this young badass, that don't compare yourself to who has, but he has, the first thing he said about this person, this YouTuber, but he's got a really big following. Yeah, who cares? Yeah. But when you make it really big and have those or more followers, they're going to know you for doing great things. Because we got Nate the Great, baby. We got Nate the Great, baby. Yeah. You feel me? So that's what it is. And your stuff, like my stuff, is very contagious, right? It's like a positive disease. Like when people leave me, when people pay me $300 an hour to just coach, like be coach, mentor, it's like I inject people with this. Yeah, I see. It's that energy. And you come feeling like this, you leave feeling like, whoa, let's go. Yeah. Right? So my biggest thing to anyone, it's funny, I have a lot of gay followers as well. Okay. I have women 30 and up, gay following, straight guys. I have a little bit of everything. A lot of gay men always reach out like, oh my God, I would do anything to have your body. I would do anything to be famous like you. And I say, hey, can you tell me why? Why do you want to do this? Oh, because then more people will like me. More people will accept me. And I bring that topic up because we all want to be loved. Yeah. We all want to be accepted. Absolutely. And I feel it whether you're fat, you're gay, you're this, you're that. It's even harder. And I comply and I understand. I relate to people, what I call the forgotten. Mm. The forgotten. It's like they're there in the corner. Oh, there's that obese guy. Oh, there's that gay girl. There's that gay guy. There's that weirdo. But we fail to realize we're all amazing and special. And if I have to make sure that I highlight these quote unquote forgotten people, I'm going to damn sure do it. Because like when people say, oh, well, what's your next thing? I just want to just tour the world and do keynote speaking, meet up with my boy Nate here and be like, look, we're here, baby. Right. And we're not doing it for punching people or puking on like stupid stuff on reality TV or drinking. We're doing it because we're changing lives. And that's the most beautiful thing, like a lot of people asked me back in 2014, I was doing, I remember it was the first time I did Steve Harvey and I had a program called, I have many programs, but this one was called Sexercise. And he was cracking up, man. And he was amazing. You got a live audience there eating up. He's doing his thing. He did that little up. Oh yeah. Yeah. And back then I was killing it, man. Killing it financially. But I tell people, I'm so much more self-aware now, so much more happier. So if you were to say, hey, would you rather take X amount of money? That's, we'll say tons and tons of money, or a good amount of money, but you're really happy with the good money, or somewhat happy, but not really sure. Oh, I know, I'll keep what I have, and you can apply this to anything. What I mean by that is you can meet a girl tomorrow that you really like. And she may not be aesthetically a size 1 or whatever kind of girls you like. But let's just say the norm in Hollywood. 100, 110 pounds, blonde hair, brunette, or, tiny, fake boobs, this, that. Yeah. But you're just going to end up being with someone that's empty, right? So whether it's a relationship with yourself, someone that you meet, your friends, your peers, your girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, whatever it is, get to know and reevaluate what's important things to you. And notice I'm diverting into now relationship coaching because this is something that I tell people that, want me to aid them. These are professionals, lawyers, doctors, actors, whatever. Mm-hmm. And I tell them, if you're not in an amazing relationship with you, do you love you? Do you look in the mirror and say, hey, I'm beautiful. Hey, I'm handsome. Hey, I'm happy. Hey, I'm blessed. Hey, I'm healthy. These affirmations that at first I remember years ago, I was like, what the hell? Affirmations? I don't have time for affirmations. Oh, yeah, I am beautiful. And then I look back now and I'm like, damn. I was shameful of saying these things. I was just like, no, I'm not going to say this. This is weird. Yeah. right? Look, and I don't care what you believe in, whether you believe in the spirits, the universe. Like me, I'm personally, I meditate. I believe in the meditational gods, and I believe in my own God. Whatever people, I pray to be thankful, right? I don't pray and say this has happened, that has happened. I don't care what people's beliefs are, but believe in something. And if you don't believe in anything or anything, believe in yourself at least, right? Because I feel a lot of times people, when bad things happen, they're just living. And instead of like analyzing a little bit, and I get it, I'm an over-analyzer. I know Nate is too. It's wait, how does this work? It's like, always ask yourself, what is this really? Was I brought to this moment? Was I guided? Was I taught? What got me here? Right? You know why I don't get in arguments with people? And I used to get in arguments with people, especially in New York growing up.
Oh, New York.
You know what I mean? It's an aggressive place. I always tell people the best reaction is no reaction.
Straight up.
Right?
Absolutely.
Right? Because a lot of times people, you could be having the most joyful day. You're in skippity-doo-dah, skippity-yay. And then I'm like, I'm with Nate, what a beautiful day. Come on. No, but straight up, I can be in a happy Nate mood here. And then here comes some jackass saying, hey, you parked too close, man. What's up, bro? You parked, this is fucking Hollywood, man. So I have two ways. I can react, shut the fuck, you know what I mean? Or be like, oh, cool, buddy, I'll be right there, I'm going to move it. You know what I mean? And let him think I'm a punk, I'm a pussy, right? See, if I let things or people, if you let things or people affect you, that's your ego talking, right? Your ego is not who you are. You are you. Your ego wants to beat the crap out of that person yelling that's interrupting me and Nate, or that cricket that thinks he's cute.
Right.
But what am I going to get out of it, right? Nothing. So if you learned anything or a million things today in this thing, it just comes down to follow your heart, follow your intuition, because your intuition is so powerful.
Absolutely.
Put the work in after you laid out what needs to be done to accomplish this, right? And everybody's path is different. But if you have the same destination, there's many ways to get there, but don't stress out trying to copycat something or someone. Do it your own way. You already know to get from Philly to LA, there's a few routes.
Oh, yeah.
Nate just did it his way, right? And actually, I commend you. That's a fucking awesome way you did it to be here so quick, so soon.
Thank you.
We'll leave it at this. Write down your thoughts. Make a plan. And even if you have a few passions, it's okay. Because a lot of times people ask me, how do you juggle so many things? I put different compartments of each day in a vision board, right? So I know Jason time is 90 minutes. I may not get the full 90 minutes. For example, if I do cardio in the morning and then I do meditation at night, I make sure I take 90 minutes for me. I take an hour nap also. So that's, 2.5 hours right there for me. The rest is devoted to my online clients, my live clients, my live videos, right? All the coaching that I do, website seminars, television show appearances, and family time. It's balance. And you know why it's so hard? I've been out here for 15 years, man. I'm ready to jump ship.
Yeah, Arizona, you said.
Yeah, this is looking really good. Yeah. I mean, it's not the full final decision. I want to keep the audience, just sitting on the edge right now. But let me tell you something. I feel like one of those wrestlers. Let me tell you something, brother. Let me tell you something. No, seriously. Los Angeles is a very empty town. There's a lot of flashiness. You go to Hollywood and you're in a testament. You're like, I'm going to Hollywood. Yeah. It is the most disgusting, God freaking dirty streets.
It is, yeah.
Bums everywhere. It's disgusting. Every other corner, there's bums. They just did a report. 57,000 homeless people in the past 90 days in Los Angeles County alone.
You said 57,000?
50, yeah. Look it up. all over the news.
Ooh,
Every other news segment, and that's why I hate watching the news. But I'm like, as I get older, I'm like, I got to see what route to take in this.
Current events and all that, yeah.
Right? And it's really sad, especially I live in a very nice neighborhood. Cricket! Yeah, it's okay. It's okay, cutie. See? He wants to calm down.
Right.
So you gotta
calm that chirp down a little bit.
Yeah. But no, listen. It gets to a point where you have to be happy. As of lately, even though I love doing what I do, getting to be on these TV shows, this and that, I do half of my work is online.
Okay.
So, like, I'm at a point in my life, I'm all about quality. Like, who you surround yourself with is who you become. Power is proximity, right? I always tell people 80% of your friends should be people that are more successful than you.
Straight up.
20%, let them be a little beneath you so you can teach them the ropes.
Yeah.
Right? And I feel when you're constantly learning, growing, and living, that's really the epitome of what life is. That is like, wow.
Exactly.
How cool is this? Progress, right? Like, I haven't been able to travel in years. Like, like for fun.
Yeah.
Another reason why I can't wait to jump ship out of LA is so I can travel the world, travel this, travel that. So, always think of, I guess this is a great podcast interview here because I've talked about so many subjects, key points here, right? You can get what you want if you work hard for, but always never forget, be happy.
Yes.
Right? Because Nate, for example, he's fresh out of Philly, right?
Straight up. Oh, yeah.
In West Philadelphia, born and raised. Come on. So you know what I'm saying? So he got risky here. But I told him the first time we talked on the Instagram, I said, man, I give you a lot of respect for coming out here, but this town can eat you up, chew you up, and spit you out real quick. Yeah. I've been out for a minute. I could have left a long time ago. I've had so many people come in, come out, and I paid my dues, but now I want even more personal growth. I want quality friends. Figures I freaking, I meet Nate the Great, and I'm about to dip out of town. Right. You know what I mean?
I might keep you staying there, Jason.
You never know, man. Who knows? People are going to be listening to this. Say, no, let's put up like a poll.
Right.
Keep Jason here.
See some ads on social media.
Right. Right. Shoot. So you never know. At the end of the day, I will say that as long as you're dedicated, you have passion, you have love within yourself, all the things you want will come true. But never do things to get people's approval. Never do things to get attention. Because if you do that, it's going to be short-lived, right? Instant gratification does not last long. Don't do steroids to get muscles and get the girl or guy, and then you stop using them, and guess what? Then your girl's looking at you like, yo, what up? What happened to your muscles, right? Same thing goes with your career, right? Don't just be cheap about things. Go all out. Go all out, and just remember, nobody is you. So just like you're looking at anyone right now online on television and saying, wait, but he's better looking than me, or he's or she does this. They have X amount of followers. We all start somewhere, right? And know that you can't live your life questioning what if. It's better to know and say, I did it. I rocked it, no matter what the outcome is. And hopefully it's a lot of income and the outcome is amazing, right? Oh, yeah. So just know if you believe in yourself, and I'll leave you with this last thing, anything is possible. After I was done with reality television, even though I went back to it years later with Jillian Michaels, right, but more professionally, I went to every agent, every manager. It was negative upon negative. You're not good looking enough. They wouldn't say you're not good looking enough. You don't have the equivalent looks as leading actors. I was like, okay, cool. You're not tall enough. You're not buff enough. You're not lean enough. You don't have enough acting credits. It was just negative. So when you live your life listening to others, which by the way, most of these people, casting directors, managers, agents. These are failed actors, entrepreneurs that took the easy way out. Let me just boss them around. Let me just tell them what they're not able to do. Because it's like, I hate to say it, and I'm friends with police officers.
Right.
There's a lot of bullies, man.
There is. Yeah.
There's a lot of bullies. And they do that to level up in their own insecure ways. Don't be insecure. Do things for the right things. Like, stand up for yourself, right? And if you don't stand up for yourself, you're going to get stepped on. And you don't have to be aggressive. You don't have to yell. You don't have to throw a finger. But it's the same thing. Like, one of my good friends is a police officer. It's a female. She's one of the most amazing. And she tells me stories. Like, I hate to say it sometimes, we have bullies, like they're going out of hand. And why do you think they're putting cameras on police officers now everywhere? Because at the end of the day, whether you're a cop, a chef, a musician, there's good people and bad people. This conversation is not about a particular something or someone. It's about everybody, right?
Yeah.
Do the right thing, right? Don't live in fear. And whatever you want, just get yourself a mentor. Write a plan. Let someone like me, let someone like Nate help you. And just rock it out. That's it.
Mic drop, baby.
That's it.
I'm going to tell you guys something. I'm going to listen to this like over and over again. And if you guys haven't taken notes, listen to it again and take notes. Okay, you should have sheets, pages of notes. Okay, Jason, really quick before we end the show here, where can the people find you on social media? And then again, I know you got a book coming out here, so that's
you can find me at Jason Rosell Live. That's Rose with 2 L's live. Looking at you, baby. And my website, jasonrosell.com. My latest book, Yummy Healthy Dinners, is on Amazon. Go ahead and enjoy that. If you really enjoy it, hit me up with a 5-star review. Hit me up with a beautiful comment. If you enjoyed this particular episode, hit up Nate and be like, Nate, damn, boy. Leave him a comment. Leave us some feedback, man. We appreciate that stuff because you know what? Even if we only change one person's day, each day of my life, just one, makes my day, our day brighter, right? Isn't that the best feeling?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
I love that feeling. You wake up, hey, man, I was not feeling good the other day, and I listened to your message, and it made me feel better. Or I lost X amount of pounds because of you. I decided not to jump off that roof because you said something that connected. These are things that are so much more valuable than like, oh, yeah, look at me with this, with my roles or my this and that. Let me tell you something. Even if I was a multi-billionaire, I'm not going to be a jackass with my camera. Oh, look, that's a Rolls Royce Emlyn. Like, check this out, guys. Let me tell you something right now. When you're secure, you don't have to show it all. I work out. I'm more covered up than you. I'm dressing how I want because I'm secure with me. I'm not here to impress you or impress anybody. I am me, right? So that's the best message. Be very weary of people that you buy into, social media especially. Oh man, but did you see his Rolex? Did you see his this? Did you see her that? It's a fast, speeded up reel of their bullshit life that they want you to believe in. Okay? Straight up. This is all. Even with me, look, when I'm sitting down, I'm wearing a shirt right now. I don't have abs. I have to legitimately sit there and flex. Yeah. Let's just keep it real. It's the same thing. Don't compare yourself. Oh, but look at Zac Efron. Look at Mark Wahlberg. I get it. But they also are doing this for particular roles. They don't look like that all the time.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Or how an average person, I guarantee you 70% of people, they Photoshop their fucking photos. And that's okay from time to time. I'm probably going to take a picture with this man, and, we have a difference in age, and I'm going to be like, well, hold on a second. I got a little black under eye. Let me put a little blemish. Okay, there we go.
Blemish?
And that's okay. But don't go extreme and go compare, oh, mom, look at the supermodel on Instagram. She has big boobs. I need to be like that. Or the latest trend. Let me inject my ass so I have a big ass.
Yeah.
Get out of here, dude. And it's just not cute. It's not you. Be effing you. When you sell something, you're losing. Be yourself. Change people, whatever that is. It doesn't have to be what we do for a living. It could be in anything. But times have changed. Don't buy into the hype of what you're supposed to be based on what other people like, right? Who cares? Oh, I have a BMW. So because you have that, that means you're cooler? No, buddy. Look up any multi-millionaire or billionaire. When I see Leonardo DiCaprio driving around, he's got, no joke, a car that's under $18,000. He can buy homes. He can buy, castles at this point.
Yeah.
Most wealthy people are not out there showing off. They dress in under a $200 outfit.
It's true.
When you try hard, people that are really with it see right through it. So the best thing you can do, and we all like nice things. I like nice things. You like, but be wise about how you spend your money. And don't live life thinking of, oh, the harder I work, the more money I make, the more successful I am. Invest in yourself, right? Plant seeds, right? Don't just collect a paycheck and just throw it away. Put some money in the savings, right? Invest into some stocks. When you get older, invest into a property, because those will give you everlasting equity in your life, right? Where a lot of people that you find now homeless, or a lot of people that are just stuck in situations, is because they were living in, I made this money, I'm going to buy this nice car, this and that. What if I told you that if for 10 years of your life you put money away and just, you got your regular car XYZ, you're in a great position to buy the size of home equity that is yours, right? That you will own one day, even though you have a 30-year mortgage, and you have any kind of house you have, right? Versus having a Lambo and sleeping in the Lambo. Just saying, very, very common in LA. Or investing in stocks, into mutual funds, things that I didn't care about before. You got to understand, when you invest in yourself or money into companies, you're an owner of these things. You have ownership, right? Me having $100 right here, right now, for example, I don't own it. This is disposable. This is going to be gone in seconds. I can go out to eat right now with Nate and it's gone.
Yeah.
But when you have your money invested, that money that's sitting, right? Or say you have an envelope at home. You're like, oh, look, I have an extra $200 a month. No, invest it. Put it away, because that money's going to grow. That same mentality goes into investing in yourself. Learn from what we're telling you. Rock it out. And if you need help, like I said before, hit us up. And I'm out.
Straight up, brother. I appreciate you, man.
All right, my man. Appreciate you.
All right, check Jason out. I'll attach his link in the comments. And stay tuned in the next episode. Let's get it.
Woo! That was great, huh?